Welcome students to this session of digital marketing. In today's session, we would be covering a very important topic, which is search engine optimization. Now, let us first understand what is search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is the process of refining your website using both on-page as well as off-page practices so that your page would be indexed, your website would be indexed and ranked successfully by search engines. In the last session, if you recall students, we had devoted a detailed discussion on search engine marketing, and we also deliberated as to how search engines work and how you can refine your searches so that they appear on the top of the page and your page actually gets the maximum click-throughs. Now, once the firm finds that it is not getting the desired results or conversions, then it can use the techniques of search engine optimization and go for some optimizing techniques both on the page and off the page to enhance the ranking by search engines. Now, we also need to understand students that search engine optimization is a continuous activity. It is not a one-time task like doing it for the benefit and then believing that it would continue to give you results all through the process. You have to constantly monitor and undertake search engine optimization as a regular activity. This is because the search engine algorithms also keep on changing constantly. Also, you need to do this regularly because you keep on posting the new content, and with each content which is being posted by the firms, they have to go for optimization techniques. Now, why are we doing it, or why should the firms go ahead with search engine optimization? There are certain advantages, there are certain benefits if you go for this optimization which is possible in the digital platform. One, it helps you to get organic click-through rate. So as I told you that in case of search engine optimization, you go for certain optimization techniques both on the page and off the page, as a result of which your website would be indexed and ranked accordingly by the search engines. So it also helps you to garner better click-through rates that happen on their own. Through the optimization technique, you would be ensuring that you have taken care of all the aspects which are involved while designing the page and all that is required to keep the audience engaged and hooked onto your website and the web pages. Therefore, there is an increased engagement. The website, because it gets a lot of clicks and lot of conversion, so there is a good reputation at the end of the day for the firm or for the marketer. You also get a competitive edge because your optimization is working for you and is ensuring that your website is consistently ranked on the top by the search engines. And obviously all this you are doing because you want to have increased conversions. Right from the beginning of the digital marketing sessions, we have been doing and we have been actually deliberating on this, that firms are undertaking digital marketing exercise on an increasing basis only because they want to get the benefits of conversions and something that they can really track, and they can through their optimization technique work on very easily in the digital platform in comparison to what you can do in the offline or in case of the traditional marketing. Now, when we talk about what all needs to be done when a firm is going ahead with search engine optimization. So students, one needs to understand 4 different stages or phases of the optimization. The first one is website audit. You are going to start with the website audit, move on to on-page optimization, then off-page optimization, and then ultimately analyzing and looking at the results that your optimization has given you. So let us have a discussion on each of these phases in detail. When you talk about website audit, as is very clear from the name itself, that you are doing some sort of an audit of your website. So, what is then website audit? It is the starting point. It is the first step that the marketer has to undertake to understand where my position, where my firm's position is at present. What are the goals, and for which particular goals I am doing this exercise of search engine optimization. Now, please remember that goals obviously will keep on changing from one kind of business to the other kind of business. It would also change from the scale and size of operations. So, what is working for one may not work equally for any other firm or business. So, what you are looking at through the optimization techniques may not be the goal for any other organization, and therefore, every firm that is opting for the optimization technique has to have a clarity on what is the goal and what is the conversion actually that you are looking at. After having this reality check where I am and where I want to be, then the marketer has to put in all the efforts to follow the best practices of search engines, and will come to best practices of search engines, how and what kind of techniques related to search engine optimization are considered to be the best practice that one should follow. Now, we also need to understand that when you undertake website audit, there are a lot of things. This is an audit of lot of aspects, technical aspects, the other aspects related to your website, and therefore it may involve an analysis of different elements. What are the different elements of website audit? One has to first of all start from keyword position. As I told you in some of the previous sessions also, that when you talk about search engines and when you talk about digital marketing campaigns, keyword is very important. What you write as a keyword and how keyword search takes place is a deciding factor in terms of what kind of search engine algorithm will take place and how the visitors will land on your search page. So, what kind of search results will pop up actually depends on the keywords. So, for important keywords, what is your position of the website in the search engine result pages? The second element related to your website audit is sitemap, which actually you can say is the architecture or is a blueprint of the website, which is presented to the search engines, which has different kind of pages. It can have category pages, it can have different other pages, and it actually helps in crawling and indexing, which is done by the search engines. When you are undertaking the website audit, the firm also needs to check the compatibility of its website to different browsers, to different operating systems, to different screen sizes. In some of the cases, we also find that Google Analytics can be pretty useful to the firms to see what kind of volume of traffic is coming from particular browsers. You can also go for a check, which is in the form of a backlink check. So, search engines use certain backlinks as an indicator of the authority of the site. So, the firms in the process of the website audit can also check as to how many back checks are coming, what are the domains from which they are coming, and what is the authority of those domains. Now, when you talk about domain authority, many free tools, they give you the domain authority of the site based on the backlinks, which indicate the likelihood of website coming high in your search engine result pages or SERP. As I said, you work through the keywords, and you can also look for a keyword cloud so as to know which keywords appear more often, and therefore they have a greater impact and greater density on the website, and then can give you an assessment as to whether they are the right keywords in your case. Sometimes the website, the way it loads and the speed of its loading is also one of the important aspects that one has to take into account at the time of website audit, because this is something which is going to really affect your user experience. A good website should have a speed of opening or speed of loading, which should be 2 to 3 seconds. Let us come to the second phase or second step of the search engine optimization phase, which is on-page optimization. Now, what is on-page optimization? That is optimizing certain aspects of the page, on the page. What kind of optimization techniques one can use so as to improve the results? We can say that it is a technical optimization. You are dealing with technical, mechanical aspects of the website or the elements of the website. Why are we doing this? Because we want that the search engines should read the website, should understand, crawl and figure out and navigate the pages of a website and index and rank it correctly. There are a lot of factors that one has to take into account at the time of on-page optimization. So, let us see what all aspects of on-page optimization one has to look into. So, one has to start from keyword research. This is what you would be doing later on in the form of your website audit, right? So, the audit will tell you whether you are right or not, and then depending on what audit tells you, you will be doing your keyword research, or you can improvise and you can make it better. While you are on the on-page optimization, you will also be working on the style and structure of the site, whether it is giving you up-to-date content and what kind of content needs to be updated on a regular basis. More or less, it also deals with certain fine aspects or detailed aspects related to the technical mechanics of the page. Now, as I said, you have to start the journey from keyword research, both whether it is offline or online, whether you are making use of tools which are online and offline, but this kind of research is the first and the foremost starting point of any digital marketing activity. So, even when you are doing an on-page optimization, one has to do research related to keywords. When you make use of the offline keyword research, students, you can make use of certain techniques or certain methods like brainstorming, which can be very useful. So, what you are going to do, you are going to interact with the staff or the customers or the key personnel who directly interact with the customers, so that they know what are the keywords or what are the phrases or words which consumers usually use while they refer to your products or to their services, and then you keep on noting them down. You also keep on noting down the customer queries to understand what do the queries actually want to know, and based on that the keyword search can be undertaken. One can use a lot of marketing material, what is also known as marketing collaterals. It can be in the form of leaflets, it can be in the form of brochures or posters or any other material that you can come across, because that can also be used by the firms in generating low search volume keywords. So, if they are the low search volume keywords, can they be included in my case and they can improve or optimize the search related to my website? You can also use competitors' marketing material, because at times that can also provide you some idea as a starting point. You can also carry out various surveys. So, if nothing seems to be working, you can also conduct customer surveys to figure out what kind of phrases, what kind of jargons, what kind of semantics do they usually use, what is the conversational language, everyday language that they use, and probably that can be tapped in your keyword search. Listen to the customers very carefully. So, if all of this discussion actually boils down to the fact that you have to really listen to your customers and track all the words that they frequently mention, all the phrases that they frequently come across, and all the jargons or the colloquial language that they use while they are conversing. You can also make use of online keyword research like Google Auto Complete. So, when you type something on the Google search box, it automatically suggests you certain words, and those words are suggested on the basis of the popular search terms. So Google scans your browser, and on the basis of what your browser history reveals, it suggests you the most relevant search terms. So for fresh content, you can clear your search history or cookies or temporary files, and then you can start all over again. You can also make use of some tools like Google Ad Keyword Planner, which will help you to discover the new keywords, or you can go for organizing your keywords, and you can make use of Google Trends in order to come across what is trending and how that particular trend can be tabbed in the form of your keywords. Another aspect which is related to the on-page optimization is style and structure of the site. How should I look? How should it be structured? So there should be some order, there should be some sequence amongst the pages. Now students, when we read a book, the book flows in a certain way, from one chapter to the other, from one page to the other. Text which is given in one paragraph and the text which is followed in the next paragraph, they are linked and it moves in a flow. So similarly, even your website has to be styled and structured in a hierarchy so that the pages are linked. One page acts as a parent page and it is linked to the other sub pages which act as the child pages. Now, we usually connect them, but there shouldn't be more than 3 or 4 such levels, otherwise it will become very complicated, and a user friendly site will be appreciated by the consumer, which will actually help the search engines in improving your rankings of search engine result pages, and this will happen if they are seamlessly integrated across the levels and they are following this kind of a hierarchy. Another aspect of the on-page optimization is up-to-date content. That is, are you really updating the content? It is not just about what you have written on the page. That is, it does not just relate to the text on the page. Sometimes you can also update the content in the form of some photos or videos or maybe images. All these can be used, and a combination of these can be used in different forms in order to keep your content lively, fresh, and to present it in a form which seems to be attractive for the reader. Usually we find that text is needed on a page so that people can understand your content, but remember that you are actually writing for your consumers. You want the customers to be on your site, and you want to retain their stay on the site. So the first and the foremost aspect of your content should be to start with the media habits of the consumers. So like there can be more and more informative websites that have started putting in some videos, embedding certain videos into website that they have found to engage the visitors better. So understanding what is going to click to your visitors and what actually the visitors are going to like, that kind of a content can be updated on a regular basis to engage the visitors. Lastly, we come to the technical mechanics of your page. Now, once it is decided that this is going to be the style of my website, this is going to be the structure of the site, then you need to optimize certain technical aspects related to your page, and then you have to insert the keywords which you have identified through your keyword search. Now, they have to be listed in the order in which they are going to appear. Like, you have certain URLs. So, insert the chosen keywords into the URLs of each website. That is going to help you in optimizing the page. Eliminate the string of numbers and symbols from the URLs, and it is always good if you replace them with easily readable keywords to assist the users. Don't make it very complex. So instead of using the string of numbers and symbols, you replace them with easily recognizable and easily readable words. It is always advisable to use hyphens and dashes as word separators and not the underscores, because if there is an underline also, the underscore gets mixed up with that. Now the technical mechanics relates to the page names. Now what are the page names? They act as codes or the labels that help in distinguishing the content and create meaning. Usually you have one or two words, and it is not always possible to optimize them in terms of keywords, because keywords are different and page names are different. And as users and search engines go deeper into the website, the pages should get more specific to the keywords being targeted. So they should be, in a way aligned. So if I am searching for this, then it should take me to a specific page name, or this kind of a keyword search should be related or should be closely aligned to a particular page name. There are certain meta tags that sites use, like some sort of HTML tags. They are known as HTML tags that are used to provide some further information, additional information about a page, both to the search engines as well as to the clients or to the consumers. It is not going to affect your design, it is not going to affect your layout or the structure in any way, but it is going to provide the search engines or the customers with some useful information related to the content on that particular page, and that is going to further help the search engines to index the site. There can be different kinds of meta tags, or there can be different variants of the meta tags. There can be a title tag which can have the name of the page in the tab of your browser. There can be a description tag which is going to then provide a short description of the page, and so on and so forth. So you can utilize different kinds of tags under meta tags in order to make it better. Now, after taking care of all this, where you have taken care of the tags and the URLs and this aspect which is dealing with the technical mechanics of the page, you would find the site structure to look something like this. You are going to optimize your site site structure. It means you are going to optimize your URLs, you are going to link internally the pages, and you are going to use some breadcrumbs. What is going to be this? It means there has to be some structure which is going to help you understand how the website is set up and how the sub pages are linked or hyperlinked. Crawlers should be used to help you find all the sub pages quickly. So these three elements of substructure, they will give you a proper view of how the website is going to be set up. So what we call them and how it is going to work, it is going to give you a site map. So students, the next aspect of the technical mechanics is to look at the site map. What is a site map? It can be understood as a page on a website that provides the map of a website structure, because what is this? This is a site structure. So map of the site structure is the site map, and it is in the form of text links to all other pages on the site. So you will be having a site map which is going to give you the navigation of text in the form of links to the other pages of the site. So it allows the search engines to crawl through, index and rank your website, just like you have a geographical map. We use the term in the site structure which was breadcrumb navigation. So one, we talked about the linking, the second we talked about the URLs, and the third we talked about breadcrumb navigation. What is this? This allows the user to return to the previous sections on the website without having to use the main navigation bar. So this is a small, you leave the breadcrumbs through which the user can come back to that particular section of the website again and again. Thank you.